It's Meghan McGrogan here with the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much for tuning in today for the Leveling Up Social Distancing series. So again, I do the intro to explain exactly what we're doing here. So if you're tuning in again for another time, I apologize that you're hearing it again. But every day what we're doing is bringing a chamber member into your living room or your home office or wherever you are to basically let you know who they are, what they do, and how you can access them during this time. So just a really nice way to get a quick 10-15 minute introduction into people and to get to know them. And we're just really excited to be bringing this to you as a great way to keep you connected with our community. So today I have with me Steve Bulger from iCAN. So Steve, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with me. And you guys have a great organization for our community. You guys have a ton of different agencies that you work with, a lot of employees. So I want to give you an opportunity to explain what your role is and then what does iCAN do for our community.
Yeah, no, thank you, and appreciate the opportunity to join and share a little bit today. Any chance to share the good work that the staff and providers do at iCAN is definitely a win for us. So some may not know we've changed our name almost a year ago now. It'll be a year in May. Integrated Community Alternatives Network, or iCAN for short, formerly known as Kids Oneida. We're an organization that's based here right in Utica, but we provide services all across the Mohawk Valley and Central New York. So today, we originally grew from just one program with a couple of employees in a small office on Genesee Street to now offering 16 different programs across 6 counties. We have 175 employees and then a provider network of about 200 folks that are providing the services that we do every day to families. As an agency, our vision is based in keeping families together. So everything that we do is geared around the family unit, trying to provide support and find creative ways to bring services into the home and into the community to just uplift that family and make sure they have the support to keep that family unit together. So happy to be here today. And again, thank you for the chance to allow me to share a little bit more.
Absolutely. And I know you guys have had some really exciting announcements lately. One that I'm sure a lot of the community saw was the announcement of the Children's Museum. So you guys are now, you're now overseeing the Children's Museum, and you have an exciting announcement of the new location. So you wanted to give a little overview of what's going on with that for those who don't know yet?
Yeah, happy to, and that feels like so long ago now, and really that message was only a little over a month ago.
I know.
But we were able to get it in before our world turned upside down. So we were excited to really help the Children's Museum take the next step in their journey. It has been a staple of the Bag Square area. Our neighbors across the street, our headquarters are at 310 Main Street. The Children's Museum building is at 311 Main Street. So we've been partners across the street for a little over a decade, and an opportunity to work closer as a partner for the past going on 3 years. So in that, we knew that something needed to be a little bit different. I personally have grown up in the Children's Museum. My kids enjoy bringing them there. It's certainly been a staple in Utica and the Mohawk Valley. So the future for the museum was always important, the sustainability of that. So we've been working on for some time, and it really has been a meaningful just discussion with folks that are our strategic partners in what's the next best step. And so we made the announcement that we're going to create a family resource center that will be up on the Parkway. So we purchased the building right now where the Utica School administrative offices are, the former UFCW building, that will be the future home of not only the Utica Children's Museum, but a family resource center that the entire community can enjoy.
That's great. And everybody can see pictures of that on your Facebook page, right? I know you guys have some great concept drawings of that. And again, it's the Parkway, and is it Holland Ave that it's the corner?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
right on the corner, and that's something that we are excited to be a part of. That family friendly corridor all the way up the Parkway. And the Parkway's always been family friendly with the zoo, with Valley View, the Parkway Rec Center. Now with the new New York State Power Authority building that's going in, it really just is going to make for just an unbelievable section of Utica, really being centered and focused on family. It's can't wait to look into the future and see what it's all going to be like.
Yeah, I think that's great. I really hadn't, I know you guys talked about it being in close proximity to the zoo, but I guess when you really think of all the things that are on the parkway, really even going to the bowling alley there and even Murnane Field, and then all the way up to the college. I mean, there's really a lot going on over there. And I think that your project is going to really breathe a lot more life into that area. And it really could kind of create the, probably family type section of the city that I think is going to be really important to our growth.
Yeah, we hope so, and we think that having the parkway, and we've had a lot of people ask, why the parkway? Why move out of your current location that the Children's Museum is at? And it certainly wasn't an easy decision to make, but being on the parkway, the visibility that will mean for the museum, but also another location for iCAN. Our main offices will stay at 310 Main Street, so we've had our roots there for 10 years as an agency. We're 23 years old. But we've been in that location, so our main headquarters will stay there and allow us to branch out and continue with the growth that we're seeing up on the parkway.
Yeah. And I know you've also talked about some cool things that I think will be interesting as that facility gets up and running. You guys have talked about doing a mobile museum too, right?
Yeah, it's all about really keeping the Children's Museum fresh and current in everyone's mind. A little bit of this downtime has given us a chance to work on that a little bit more in the conceptual phase. So in the same way that the Utica Zoo does a phenomenal job with the Utica Zoo Mobile and has that presence out in the community, we also thought that it was important while we're working through and renovating the space on the parkway that the Children's Museum still remained in the forefront of everybody's mind. So while we anticipate an opening spring 2022, we still wanted to bring Children's Museum type activities into the community. So a mobile museum on wheels, if you will, is really what we have in the works right now. It's been our goal to have that operational by Boilermaker weekend. With just the craziness that we have right now. Our hope is still to stay on track with that, but we want people to still be able to experience the museum, whether it's set up in and brought to schools, brought to daycare centers, to a public library, to community events, and really still allow people to enjoy, the educational aspects and interactivity that the Children's Museum offers.
Yeah, it's such an awesome idea. I love that idea. So we look forward to seeing that come to fruition. And so, talk about what is going on right now. So you guys have adapted. You've always had a great, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess great culture at iCAN, I think. And it sounds like you guys are doing some unique things to keep both your employees engaged and the community engaged. So how can people access you guys right now? And what types of things are you doing? I know you did a couple cool things on Facebook. So tell all the viewers something about that.
Yeah, it really we're adapting to the best of our ability to the way that we can best still serve our families and those we serve. So really it boils down to, at the end of the day, when that culture that we talk about, it is so very important to us at iCAN, because everything that we do is based on family. We always preach to our staff that it's important that they themselves are taken care of, their families are in a good place. And if we know that our staff are supported and their families are supported, then they'll be able to provide the best possible service to those that we work with. So we were on the verge of rolling out telehealth platform anyway. We had an arrangement with Zoom in place. So really this fast tracked us and allowed us to really take our services and provide it in a 21st century way that, frankly and candidly, we weren't able to do in New York State because of some of the regulation and red tape. So the silver lining that we talk about as an agency is we hope some of this actually sticks. The kids that we work with in having a telehealth interaction, being able to see a therapist or see a mentor or see a case manager in this type of format really isn't something that's new or intimidating for the kids that we work with. So we were able to take this platform. We have Zoom for all of our staff and providers. We were able to start, and it was business as usual, Monday, March 16th, where all of our staff were set up. They had laptops issued, they had Zoom licenses, and they were able to connect connect with families and make their contacts, which are typically face-to-face, through the telephone or through a Zoom session. So we're continuing to try to ensure that our contacts are still face-to-face when possible, but when not, then we're doing it like this. So we want to make sure the state has said, the New York State Office of Mental Health has said to agencies like ours, keep your virtual doors open, still accept intakes. The need is going to be greater than ever, and we've really embraced that. So we have worked with families, referrals are still coming in, whether that's through our website, even through Facebook. While our offices are closed, there's still phone numbers that people can get in touch with, and we're able to fast track some of those applications to make sure that people are getting the services they need really on demand.
That's awesome. And I you know, what's kind of a really cool common theme with all of these podcasts we've been doing is that people were already really thinking in this direction before a lot of this happened. And I think that that's really cool because, you know, people were preparing just in general to be more digital because there are a lot of perks. I mean, you and I talked a little bit before we came on about, you know, the perks of being able to be a little bit distant and slow down a little bit. And so I think that that's awesome 100%. To hear that, you know, you guys were already looking in that direction to try to, you know, use technology when it's available. You know, there certainly are a lot of perks to that. So I think that that's great to hear, and great to hear that so many others were thinking, you know, in the future a little bit, just in general, even prior to any of this happening. So that's great.
Yeah, and you really hit the nail on the head earlier when it's so hard to disconnect once you are, especially in this format now, how, you know, we always have our smart devices next to us at all times. Now we're at home with our kids, with our families, and now the laptop's open, the video conference is on. So trying to find ways to disconnect even more is really been a focus that we've tried to push down to our staff. So that really was one of the main reasons that we did, and we had our iCAN family meeting, which started as a staff meeting. And then we just really wanted to share some of that same message with the community. And who better to do than with Justin Smithson and Sean Smith to be able to bring in and share with them just the joy of music, which was going to be something for our staff to be able to participate in, bring their kids in, their families in, and just take a break from the craziness of the day-to-day. And that's really transformed from that into other creative ways that we're encouraging our staff to pause from the work that you're doing right now. It's still going to be there in an hour or even tomorrow. Take time to enjoy time with your family while you can.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And I love that you guys are doing stuff like that because, you know, like we were saying, you know, before we hopped on the Zoom here, you know, we were just talking about, you know, how easy it is to just be really sucked into, like, I have to get this done because it's right here and everything does feel urgent, but, you know, the reality is that nobody's going anywhere. So, I mean, you know, we quite literally are going nowhere. So, yeah. I mean, it is going to be there tomorrow, just like the laundry is going to be there tomorrow. And, you know, the dirty dishes are going to be there tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, I think that this whole thing is forcing everybody to slow down. But I think for a lot of us, the problem is we're so used to like running. And now you're home and you're like, hey, gotta run here. Even though you're physically not going anywhere, it's still easy to have that, you know, hamster in a wheel mentality.
Yeah. No, it's so true. No, it's so true. And that's where, you know, hopefully we have a partner or someone in your life that can remind you of that and really kind of serve as that barometer, if you will, when you need to disconnect or unplug or take it down a few 10 notches. So no, I agree.
I was on a call with Alesia Dix, who a lot of people know from the Community Foundation. And that's what she said to the first 5 seconds. She's like, Megan, take a breath.
Relax. Mm-hmm.
I know. Like, you just get going. You're like, holy cow, hello. Like, tone down the coffee.
Yeah, no, so true. And especially with the kids now. Kids are with this homeschooling piece and what they're doing, and their life is flipped upside down. So not seeing their friends, not being able to interact with them outside of just kind of this format for those that are lucky enough to be able to do that. So everybody. So while we think, and I always go to, my number one role and my number one job and my favorite job is being a dad. But looking and understanding how everybody's life is different, how your kid's life is different, how your partner's life is different, how your neighbor's life is different, and really respecting and appreciating that. My first day that I worked from home, I completely didn't think of that, just came into the house and knew that I had to set up my workspace, and my wife and my kids had their routines already set from working from home for a week or so. And just knowing the energy that you bring in and how it impacts everybody else, we all need that reminder and would benefit from checking it from time to time. Yeah,
definitely. So tell people, are you going to do more of the family meeting style thing on Facebook, or?
So we've tried to focus more internally right now. So we have, so for our staff, we're doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays that they can tune in and do a Zoom. So Mondays are Mindfulness Monday. We have a couple of our executive team members that have come through and have led some self-guided meditation that's been great and relaxing for our staff. Wednesdays are a little bit different, where our staff are encouraged to go and actually walk together and bring Zoom on their phones and are able to connect with staff members. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're having guided mentoring sessions because of we work with 1,500 families every day, and so many of them, there's a mentor-mentee relationship, and that's some of the most therapeutic stuff that we do. So not being able to connect and see that, we're actually sponsoring and having Zoom mentoring sessions, whether it's just drawing sessions or different activities that a mentor and mentee can do together. So we're trying to focus a little bit more internally to make sure that those are taken care of and are in a good place. But I know we've been asked to do and share some of those with the community as well. We've done a little bit more of that on the Children's Museum side, have tried to encourage different fun, creative things. We put out a bunch of jokes over the weekend that got a lot of love on that page.
Yeah.
So I think we would like to do it again, but again, we want to take care of family first and our staff, make sure they're in a good place, and then we'll look to probably come back with another activity.
That's great. So where can people look for those things? So tell us how they can access iCAN and then also the Children's Museum.
Yep. So best way is really through social media. So Facebook and Instagram. So Integrated Community Alternatives Network, iCAN on Facebook. For the longest time, my dad was sharing iCAN posts from an iCAN organization out of Arizona. So you just had to make sure that it's the right one, that we're here in Utica. Our website is ican.family, and there's links and you can connect to the museum page as well too. So it's the best place to keep updated and current with everything that we're doing at the office.
Great. And you guys have do you have a separate Facebook page for Children's Museum?
Yep, we do. Yep. So Utica Children's Museum Facebook page, there's a lot that we're pushing out and having connected there, different crafts and activities, different things, and sharing great things from the community as well too. Really trying to find a way to connect people back to the Children's Museum, because we all feel that we were taken, the last month that the Children's Museum was going to be open was ended prematurely because of the situation that we have now. So the more that we can share and sharing some memories and experiences, the community has been embracing, and we encourage people to share some of those memories with us through social media.
Great. Well, so thank you so much, Steve, for sharing all this information, and I hope everybody understands a little bit more about what iCAN does and has taken away some great ideas from you on the culture side of things. And again, make sure you guys check out iCAN's Facebook page. Again, it's ican.family, right, the website. And check out the Children's Museum too, and maybe you can find some good activities to do at home with the kiddos while everybody's hunkered down here. So Steve, thanks again so much for being here with me today, and we wish you guys well, and hopefully everybody stays healthy, and we'll see you at some point in the near future, hopefully.
Sounds good. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, everybody, took a little bit of time to watch this today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.